how to make it better, not just for myself, but also for others. Hannibal as whether reason whether probable Hannibal as similar to original formulating. Romanian English language is not authentic, 不诚实. It's almost like a quiz game that all you're doing, you're just gaming around, whether quiz gaming around. The probable relative, whether may not be very, whether may not be trust. Like how is one supposed to express it? You do anything, it's something else. Cannibal is probably another note and whether also another topic of whether reason or whether another note and whether another mention of. It's like we're living someone else's opinions, and this is noticeable throughout. Following their orders, they constantly monitor. Why can't they just try to hijack our guys and burn them to a stake? Why don't they start trying something that's more sensible? So perhaps it will awaken in mid-phase of it, at least something so it stalls indefinitely with pause. They start quizzing on you, you didn't pronounce pause, are you from California? Then this stuff can get arrested. I have a Zombicist assister around, right? And what the reason why the Zombicist assister is. Our guys are going to be treated like fools. And most are probably a lot exhibit this goofballs. Cannibal is another note and whether also another mention reason there for whether reason there and whether another mention of whether reason there another whether reason there and whether reason there another and whether reason there whether another note and whether mention of. The police ain't gonna whether reason and whether by the way and whether reason there whether also whether reason there and whether reason there and whether the police today aren't gonna do nothing. They're just gonna keep it. And while it ain't just easy, like noticing these are monsters. The level of misconduct in Romania is quite incredible. No wonder Hitler had faltered. It specializes into certain fields and purposely chooses for such. Like just calm down. I know you fuckers have a headache and are physically ill. But let's just have it easy so I don't have to upgrade your security level to terrorism and potentially send ISIS after you. 7 billion of these zombies. Reason can be considered as a change of subject there. Purposely talking dread. Noticing after here, proper cannibal is a bit refreshing, so whether also whether reason and whether refreshing though. It then goes to these YouTube channels. What is that? Purposely serving for degeneracy, and then our guys will at least be caught a little bit of this influenza. Want to know what the Zika virus is about, or whether which is the Zika virus? These ones are the Zika viruses. No one is standing up for the our guys. The history is getting buried under by this information age filled with chit-chats and gossips. U.S. Marines serving for a country that doesn't exist, and a corporation that doesn't exist, and the billionaires that are probably being played by the presidency. Most are from rich families with backgrounds, and they may not be familiar enough. Whether reason or whether first of may not whether reason or whether in the mind rather of whether reason or whether first of may not be familiar with sort of low life schemes and tricks. I've been there. Come to the hood a few times, you will learn something, man. Reason there of phrase and whether phrases would probably could be considered as a bit of whether reason there whether and also whether reason and whether and they're going to be considered as rhetorical expressions of. Most of the time it's actually competition with 神经病 if we do something well even, because for whether reason and whether for instance of if we start measuring comparative of a brief and short of whether reason and whether short of with the sort of the blockish bracket plus sign and blockish another blockish bracket, expensive for more whether expensive button whether expensive whether reason whether probable once that's registered whether activated whether reason or whether clicked whether reason there or whether just whether reason or whether that's activated whether triggered or whether reason or whether and whether minor rather of and whether reason or whether once activated then it goes whether it mentions there will be legal prosecutions and may include termination with assault rifles, with ISIS troopers deleting those, whether engaging towards us, whether be captive under ISIS and possible other whether reason and other troopers, something similar to which whether reason whether something of whether reason whether and also whether reason and whether another whether reason and whether just whether reason there and whether reason and whether also others, whether reason and whether also whether reason and whether all others of, then it probably whether reason and whether probably thereof, then it becomes coinciding with the much overusage that's in network, right? They had became more legitimate now, guys. Either way, this is not usefulness. This is not information, guys. You don't need this. You don't need this, any of this. Why a briefing? And they have an excuse. These are all converted passive aggression. We can notice by their facial features. They have very short of compassion. They have no much of decency. They're not upper class. They don't have principles. And one can notice by their facial features. Notice anyone that's beautiful stands united with the United States of America. Anybody who initially is suspicious usually turns out is initially suspicious, even after all that cosmetic, etc. Anyway, perhaps in advanced level, we sort of caught them through this modern era where we have structures and not really revealing the identity for us. And that actually clogs a lot of these legicists because they are not able to critical thinking and override and probably behaves in an amateurish way. But can be amateurish, it can be whether this lamerism, and lamerism probably can be deadliness, as recent events probable of whether recent they are, whether probable of as recent events are indicated of. Throughout constant monitor, commentations, gossips and chit chat, whether reason and whether also, the whether reason and whether, just the whether reason and whether, as a reason there freezes of. A vital indicator per each is therefore starts there. It's remotely unneutral, and neither of at least the inclination towards being towards neutral. Terrorists are terrorists. They're probably the foremost destroyers. These destroyers keeps after someone gets enraged. Then they try to cool down, not because they like them now. They try to restart it by start reforming this relationship. In which of the laws these haven't viciously exploited. Sometimes in cartoons, the word max is probably kind of is a bit emphasized on, whether reason and whether first repeated of. And indeed, and whether reason and whether probable of indeed, these being the max aggressors. A vast of its moves has been on the max. The availability of its whichever can exploit it, and how much the counter moves and whether reason and whether at first whether the reason there, whether just or whether reason whether the counter spells couldn't get them to. Reason they are regularly transport now. In providence descriptions and freezes of whether reason whether freezes and descriptions of not of whether reason whether freezes and whether reason and whether freezes and whether at first of whether reason and descriptions of and whether reason and whether it's countable probable also whether reason and whether it's probable countable as minor whether reason and whether it's probable countable minor whether reason and whether another whether reason and whether it's probable countable as minor, let's try minor repronunciation whether reason and whether it's probable as whether reason and whether it's probable also whether reason and whether it's probable countable as minor repronunciation of and whether reason and whether freezes and whether reason and whether descriptions of that of to provide them was to zombists. And whether reason there and whether and also whether reason there and whether minor rather and whether reason there and whether descriptions of the probable could be quite providence of. Whether and probable downplayed and whether also probable of providence service of whether reason and whether it's probable of also providence service of. For the zincs or the balance of these consumers throughout many years, the zombies suspects reportedly assist for this. The ultra-nationalists don't even have mentors. How is one supposed to train? It's like not having a coach and you're ready for gym, right? That's a difficulty level. This is being mission impossible. If there's no sympathy from government, then that's absolutely ridiculous. Because National Socialists wouldn't even strive, suppose there was government support. So for it to then make it remotely from ultra unbalanced weather remotely back to whether recent weather back to unbalanced, that would be the probable considerable whether recent weather another, whether recent weather probable considerable a starting move of whether recent weather of whether recent weather of and whether a stage of whether recent weather another, and whether starting stage of whether recent there and whether recent there and whether recent there and whether stage of whether recent there of probable considerable of as minor, whether there also whether recent there whether it's probable considerable as minor repronunciation of the whether recent there and whether stages of and whether recent there whether and whether minor rather of whether recent there whether also probable of whether moderate rather and whether recent and whether also whether recent there whether rather of whether stage of